couple of things that we have coming up is going to be the pleb chat. So those of you that heard kind of us talking about Clubhouse a couple times up here, you heard John mention it. A bunch of Bitcoiners, including myself, became very popular, kind of rose up in the ranks and made our voices heard via a lot of the new technology that's been developed lately with social media. A couple of those apps are Clubhouse, and then later on you saw Twitter Spaces launch, where I, myself, and a few other great Bitcoiners have used it effectively. Just recently I had a room with Andrew Yang on there, had a room with Jack Dorsey. So it's an incredible tool that can be used for political advocacy. It can be used for getting Bitcoiners together in the same room. A couple things from Michael Saylor that I thought were really important. Hopefully we can get that thing up. I want you, if you weren't in the room earlier when I was talking about this, you could pull your phone out. Anybody in this room that has your phone, go ahead and pull it out right now if you weren't here earlier for this part. If you're new to this, I want you to go ahead and scan this QR code. This QR code is going to make it really very easy for you to send a message within 60 seconds or less to your elected officials. Because one of the biggest things Saylor talked about when he was up here, what's the biggest risk? Your governor turns on you. Your representative decides that he doesn't want Bitcoin mining in his area. Well, this tool will allow you to effectively send messages to your elected officials, to your leaders, and it will help us mobilize as a political force in the future. Obviously, you see me wearing my shirt, single-issue voters. I think we're going to be one of the strongest and most powerful single-issue voter blocks in American history. Why? Because we have all the money, and nobody is against us. Let's go ahead and do a warm welcome to our pleb chat members, though. We're going to have Jason Williams, Shannon Squires, Lamar Wilson. Are we doing John again? John, you going to come up here? Shelly. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Yeah. Come on up. Come on up. Good to see you.
Check.
Yeah, thank you. What up, homie? Let's go.
What's good?
Good to see you, man.
What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Hey, guys. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and checking out Michael Saylor.
I'm not ready to get up.
Pick a seat, Lamar. It's all you. John, you're running
What's
away.
up, buddy? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, of course, having fun.
I'm going to stand. Like, you can sit down. We'll just pass.
You got a seat?
All right,
go,
I'll
Shannon.
sit in the middle. So everybody, real quick, this is the group of probably the most amazing Bitcoin educators you will ever meet. Yeah. So these guys run around and just do free Bitcoin education on Clubhouse and Spaces all the time. I literally have met these people for the first time today, even though I've been talking to them for like over a year on that. So
It's true.
one thing they do on Clubhouse and one thing we do a lot is whenever big speeches happen, we go through and we kind of have a rundown. Everybody gives their opinion on the talk. And we do this pretty regularly. So we actually have a live Clubhouse running somewhere. They were running during that last event. So they've been they're one of the questions that pulled up. But basically, I just want to go around and get everybody's opinion on the stuff that Saylor said. Anybody want to jump in and start? Shelly? Dustin?
Yeah, I think Saylor killed it. I mean, Saylor killed it. You know, no surprise.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty simple. I mean, the biggest thing is what I said there at the end. I just really firmly believe that there's a lot of risk in Bitcoin mining, and a lot of that can be mitigated by making sure that you put pressure on your elected officials, because we saw what happened in China, we saw what happened in Kazakhstan, and so if you can make sure, stay in touch. That's how the political process works here in this country. Stay in touch with your elected officials and make sure you put pressure on them, whether that be raising money, writing letters, showing up at their events, running against them. There's a ton of different ways that you can get involved.
I think one thing he mentioned was that there's more billionaires that are like on the cusp of doing it. So I think like officially cycle theory is dead, and I think Saylor's right. I'm on Team Saylor.
That's good. Cycle theory dead?
Cycle theory dead?
I don't know. I'm going to throw back at you guys and ask you a question, because I always get confused when, you know, I'm listening to Michael Saylor talk about Bitcoin as digital property, and then he uses the term money. And like he almost says, like, you don't want to spend this money. So is it good money now? Is it really good money? Because that's what really drew me to Bitcoin. Like, I'm not a Bitcoin toxic maximalist like a lot of you. Right. I'm a Bitcoin money maximalist, and I'm like a technology agnostic guy, and I catch a lot of flack for that. But I'm waiting for Bitcoin to be good money, because every time I've spent Bitcoin, I've taken a massive L. because I've sat here a year later and watched Bitcoin appreciate, and whatever I bought, which was maybe a decent asset, it just fell so far behind.
But Jason, you missing it though. When you spend it, you're supposed to buy it back. Like that's the old school way, right?
What world does this man
right now
live
that's
in
what
that
he's
you're going to
saying. Man.
buy something and then just
People, what I'm saying, like back in the day, man, like all of these new plebs, these yellow belt maxis, like they're like, just hold on, please, just hold on. Back in the day, we used to give Bitcoin to people. Back in the day, we would tell people if you bought something, buy it so you could spread it to somebody and then buy the same amount back, right? Old schoolers, look at them. The old schoolers are like, yeah, the new plebs, the 2017s, they don't want to let go of no Bitcoin. They don't want to give it to nobody, but they don't understand. If you're always putting active pressure on the market to buy it back, what's that going to do to the market? Thank you. See, that's what I'm saying. We got to, listen, American HODL is your fault. I don't even know if do you hear me? It's your fault, bro.
I'm here representing American HODL.
Yeah, American
I have
HODL is
earpiece
always
in, so
HODL's always on Clubhouse with me, and I'm like, it's your fault, bro. Like, it's
HODL
your
is
fault
supposed
that
to be
these
here
dudes
when
are
you're
like
a
this,
child.
man. So yeah, so I think what he said, like, it is already money, and truthfully, like, Bitcoin is the tool for whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be money, it's money. If you want to be property, it's property. If you want to be for remittance, it's for remittance. It's for whatever. Bitcoin is for you. That's the thing I love about it. It's the money, the property, the remittance of enemies. Period.
Yeah, and the biggest.
wait, I gotta. I don't think you answered my
Yeah,
question.
you understand Clubhouse,
8 mics,
man.
8
What's going
mics.
on,
Yeah,
Shannon?
hold on.
This is
Who
very
got a wallet
Clubhouse.
question?
Big Mark, do you?
Jason,
do you,
Jason. Sorry, I need to do my team
Look,
now.
I'm gonna talk, and then you go, and then I'll go, and then you go.
This is Shannon, and I'm done speaking.
No, seriously though, you find it okay to buy coffee with Bitcoin? Like, do you think people should do that?
Yeah, buy
Right,
the coffee
buy
and then buy
$50 coffee, buy a
buy a $50 coffee.
$100 coffee,
This is why you know this dude's a
$1,000
billionaire. Where you get a $50 coffee? Like,
coffee.
Yo, $50 coffee? Is it
$50
like that
coffee.
guana in the coffee? What is going on here?
That's what you buy when you use Sats to buy Bitcoin. You buy $50 coffee.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you buy the coffee and then buy right back, shout out to Cash App with the Lightning Network, right? You can
He's
quick-
got infinite petrodollars.
Me?
How are you buying coffee with Bitcoin, then buying Bitcoin back?
That's what you
after
do.
get
It's
the coffee?
easy. You got the Cash App, right? You buy, go to El Salvador, you buy the coffee, go to El Salvador. You got to go there first. Because that's the people who's taking it, right? They shout out to, what's his name, Bukele, the Steve Jobs of all the presidents. You feel me? But like, you buy the coffee, and in the same time, you go on your Cash App and buy $5 worth. It's that easy, man.
Just think about the good money thing. Because I want good money, and I think eventually Bitcoin will reach a certain level or terminal. And I think it's through Bitcoin mining and public companies using public money to hold on to their Bitcoin stacks. I think it actually causes like a flattening out of Bitcoin's volatility. And I thought Saylor touched on that. I thought it was an awesome point. It's probably the best use of that public money is to buy Bitcoin as a Bitcoin miner and not sell your stack. They can sit on it. You know, that's amazing because as a miner of Bitcoin, you know, started in 2014, we had to spend our Bitcoin for OpEx, operational expenses. Just, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I don't know. If
Shelly,
that's
it's
working.
Clubhouse. Let's go.
All right, so Jason,
Jump
I actually
in.
have a question for you. I wanted to see, since you're a Pepe holder yourself, how
Oh.
did you like Sailor's response to that?
Well,
question?
he owns Rare Pepes.
I didn't know that. See.
No, he doesn't. No, but I thought it was really cool whoever asked that, and I didn't ask the question. So,
George, shout out to George on Clubhouse who's
yeah.
listening in right now.
right, so Rare Pepes are Bitcoin native NFTs. They were like the OG 2016 kind of test to kind of move Bitcoin around and buy and trade stuff. It's interesting, so go check it out. I'm not here to shill Rare Pepes, but people buy Rare Pepes for Bitcoin.
It's true.
So that's
I've
kind
done
of
it myself.
interesting, you know, and yeah. Anyway, I think it's cool, and,
What'd
and
you
I'm going
say,
to talk to
John?
Sailor about Rare.
What'd you say?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure I said anything, so please don't.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought I heard you.
So really quickly, I just to answer the core question of like takeaway, I think Michael Saylor, as kindly as he could, try to tell a bunch of people in the room that if you are holding shitcoins, if you are using capital to mine shitcoins, I mean altcoins, sorry, it's Clubhouse. They tell me to say shitcoins. The reality is I don't know if you're pricing in the risk appropriately. So if you're mining Bitcoin, it has a whole host of risks. If you're mining altcoins, that can disappear overnight. So
Get 'em.
I'm not a miner. I'm certainly someone
friendly.
that's-
So I think what Sailor was trying to say in like the corporate way that he has to talk is that NFTs are stupid. Just to translate.
I love this spectrum here. Rare Pepe's to NFTs are stupid. It's like perfect spectrum all the way down.
They're all legit. You can download all of them online for free. Don't worry about it.
Right click, right click. No, Jason made a great point earlier, though, when it comes to Bitcoin and money. I totally think that I to some degree agree with you that Bitcoin really doesn't fill that role of being the money that we use for daily currency. I think it has to go through the evolution. I think this is like the first thing we all started talking about on Clubhouse. Is like, no, guys. It goes store of value, medium of exchange, unit of account. Write it down, Jason. And eventually, I think as time goes on, because we're still monetizing Bitcoin, and I think that that's still going to take years to come. And I don't think we truly have hit that medium of exchange. I think it's potential to be used as a medium of exchange
What
there.
about Shapiro's added layer?
This is see
The potential to be used as a medium exchange is there.
You get to see
but
my
the value fluctuates so much that it just doesn't make sense. Use your fiat.
Dennis, this is Dennis. Hold on. I gotta go Tina on you. Bro, like there is no evolution. It is. Like it is. It is what it is. There are people who are using it for currency right now.
Sure.
Correct?
Right now,
There are people
Bitcoin-
who are using it for store value right now. Correct?
They're using it for all of them. And right
Everything.
now,
All of
it
them.
is a great currency.
What
You
ele-
can transact with it. People are scared that they're going to use it, and it'll be worth more fiat dollars, 10 minutes from now or a year from now. So the solution to that, like you said, is buy more. But once the price gets, high enough and enough people are holding it, that's when it'll stabilize. That's when you can transact with it without the fear of, oh no, I spent 50 cents on coffee, and that 50 cents could have been worth $50, 4 years from now,
Those
or
are
some
cowards.
random amount of money.
Those are cowards.
Cowards.
Those are straight cowards. Because you can buy it right back. You're using the dollars anyway. Yeah, it's cowardly, man. Look, Jason, I love you to death. But just you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you when something is right. Just do it, bro. Like have some courage and just do it. Give me a real example.
So, as many of you were locked in your homes in 2020 due to COVID and weren't able to travel around the world, like I was in the same situation. So our family said, hey, let's get a little spot at the beach. And at that time, I was going to buy a stack of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was at $10,000. The place I was looking at buying was, let's call it, $1.3 million. So I was going to buy 130 Bitcoin at that time. This is May 2020, right? I bought the place. I didn't buy the 130 Bitcoin. Now, do you think that place is worth $7, $8, $9 million right now? Oh, wait. But Big Mar, I should just buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin, right? Because I missed it, and I have a cool
So you
beach
just said, how much was the beach place? How much? 1.3 million. Now look, everybody, this dude's a billionaire, right? 1.3 is pocket change to this dude.
That's not the point, though, Lamar.
So
You know it.
it's pocket change. So think about this. He goes and pays 1.3 for the spot, and at the same time, he goes and buys 1.3 worth of Bitcoin. Now he got the spot and the same amount of Bitcoin back. I'm talking about coffee. This dude's talking about $1.3 million houses. If you buy a $5 coffee, buy $5 worth of Bitcoin. It's not that hard.
I think when Sailor's saying it's money, he's not saying you should spend it. Like the idea of like having money that you have to spend is a modern thing. It's a fiat creation. Like back when gold was money, you just got money and then you freaking kept it.
I want to break the tie. I want to break the tie right here. So here's how I like it. I like to do it. If the person I'm paying in Bitcoin,
Get up here.
guys, clap that. All right.
Let him up on the stage.
Here's a happy medium.
Give him a moderator bed.
If you have Bitcoin and you're considering spending it, ask the person if they're willing to hold it. If they're going to immediately sell it through a point of sale machine, don't give them the Bitcoin. Save it. If they're actually going to hold on to some of it, feel free to pay in it.
I like that.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, I like that answer.
That middle ground, got everyone together. Now we're all friends.
I do think it's impressive the people that don't spend their Bitcoin at all. I have a couple of friends like that sitting in the audience now. I used to be one of them, but it's like once you do it once, you kind of can't stop doing it. And it's really addictive, and you want to because, I don't know, I kind of feel like you're charging it to the game. Like it's the cost of orange pilling people. If we're not out there making transactions with our Bitcoin, how are we going to get any people on board? And so what I like to do, and I'm not recommending this, I'm just kind of throwing it out there, is I'll like to take the Satoshis that I win from Fold or Lolly, say, and transfer them to Blue Wallet, and then pay with those when I'm doing orange pilling. And then just try to do my DCAs or the smash buys, any of that Bitcoin, keep it separate in cold storage. That's just kind of my tactic.
So I need to do a Bitcoin Tina because it'll make me feel better. But Shelly, you're wrong. Okay.
He never tells me I'm wrong, though. That's the thing.
Shelly,
Always agrees
Shelly,
with me.
Try this.
Shelly.
Jason, you don't know what you're talking about. But
It's better.
So Jason's not wrong, but the reality of it is it's just opportunity cost. It's monetary energy. So it's a function of like what you're going to spend anyway. I don't know the solution, but it's just a function of like where do you park monetary energy. So you could have taken dollars, you could have put it in Bitcoin, you could have spent Bitcoin, you could have spent dollars. Like it's just a function of where you're taking monetary energy. Now, what's best for the network? I tend to think that the way Lamar approaches it to being able to like disperse more Bitcoin, perhaps. But it's pretty a dumb argument, but which is what we do on Clubhouse all the time. So, well played. You guys did the best Clubhouse reenactment of all time.
All right, well, what if the $1.3 million house, the seller would keep that Bitcoin? Does that change it? So you're going to buy a beach house, $1.3 million, instead of getting Bitcoin. What if the seller of the house is going to keep that in Bitcoin?
Well, one, that transaction didn't happen in Bitcoin, so I appreciate that. Two, I wish there was an option to lever the Bitcoin in a very efficient way, so as I could have bought the Bitcoin, right, or just made the Bitcoin purchase, then lever it efficiently, and bought the property.
Efficiently is like lower interest and like Unchained?
No, traditional.
No, so there's literally a company out there now that will put your Bitcoin in escrow. They buy that house for you and give you a 30-year mortgage on that house, and you still have the Bitcoin that you get back later.
Yeah, Tone, I don't mean to body slam you in front of everyone here, but when did that company get spun up? Yeah, when did that company start?
It's been about 2
recently.
months.
Yeah, come on, get out of
There's
here.
actually 3 of them now.
Security.
So, Tone, here's my question, though. What about the rehypothecation of your Bitcoin?
No, that wouldn't happen.
Like, I mean, are we sure? Are you
Yeah,
giving,
no, that's
like,
what
we say no
multi-sigs,
keys, no cheese?
No, that's what multi-sigs are for.
No, but I'm saying, do we say no
But
keys, no cheese?
all
Is
the
this
mortgage
multi-sig,
companies
though?
are totally going to rehypothecate. I'm calling it now.
No. you would do it in a multi-sig way, so that wouldn't happen.
Okay, you would do it.
So you got to commission Unchained to do it then. I don't think they're going anywhere close.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, reasonable interest.
It's 14% now, but you know, with inflation, they're probably going to have to up it.
5.
This has been a really good. What's up?
No, you go ahead. We got to finish up, but we'll.
Yeah.
I got one question
This
for
has
Jason.
been a really good Clubhouse moment. Are you in Clubhouse right now? This is a beautiful Clubhouse moment. Y'all need to come to Clubhouse. But I just want to say this. This is serious. Black Bitcoin billionaires last year gave almost 8,000 people Bitcoin. If we weren't, like real talk. If we weren't thinking about trying to figure out a way to give Bitcoin to people, some people would not have Bitcoin. So what I'm saying is back in the day, we figured out ways. Like when I first got into Bitcoin, people were like, get a wallet, right? When I first got Bitcoin, it was at like a McDonald's or Starbucks or something. But it's like when you go to a conference, people are like, if you don't have Bitcoin, get a wallet. And everybody in the circle would give people Bitcoin. We got away from that. Like instead of trying to win people to Bitcoin through toxic maximalism, let's try to win people to Bitcoin through love again. That's how I feel.
Oh, I love it.
Like real talk. Like and that's what's up.
So before we finish, can we get a wallet question from the audience?
Well, really
Wallet
quick, I just
question.
want to briefly say for anyone in the audience who doesn't know what Clubhouse is, we keep referencing it. This isn't a shill. I don't get paid by them. But I know a lot of you are probably on Bitcoin Twitter, and I didn't even know there was a Bitcoin Twitter until I met these fine folks on Clubhouse. But the thing that's nice, if you do want to participate, you can download the app. It's free. If you want one of us to refer you so you can see that you were referred by a Bitcoiner, we'll be happy to do it. But what's great about Clubhouse is it's live. So if you want to understand what it is, it's a fusion of, say, like something like this or your favorite podcast where you listen, but oftentimes when you're listening, you actually have a question real time. Well, you can't just jump up there and ask. On Clubhouse, you can. You raise your hand, you get brought up, and some really great debates are had. A lot of great information is shared. I've learned so much. Like, when would I get to sit between Fortune 500 business owners and billionaires? You know, like, this has been such a great opportunity to rub shoulders with Bitcoiners and learn from some really great minds. So if any of you want to join Clubhouse, we've got a lot of great clubs. Lamar's got, like he said, the Black Bitcoin Billionaires. There's Cafe Bitcoin, Mastering Bitcoin Today, Digital Gold, Legit Satoshis. We've got a whole bunch, so you can come on in and chat with us.
You're going to leave out Twitter Spaces, really like that. You're going
Whack, someone mute his mic.
Hey, Dennis, I mean, you could always come back to us.
Hey, Dennis, you know what they say, right? You can take the kid out the clubhouse, but you can't take the club out.
All right, I think we do have one question, then we got to move on to the next panel here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, I coined myself as a crypto educator, but that sounds like a bad word here. Bitcoin educator. Anyway, so I would like to know from the group here, maybe if you could just say what your favorite wallet is or your most trustworthy wallet.
Really,
I could go
There's
after.
a wallet question.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so I think there's like two answers. Like, obviously, like, cold card's the best one.
Yes.
But it's kind of hard to use. So I think probably like for newbies, starting with something like Trezor makes more sense. All right, I answered for all y'all, right?
Yeah, basically. Same answer.
Yeah.
I enjoy the ledger, but I also have the cold cards. I just haven't used them yet. Because he's right. You need to watch a couple tutorials, make sure you don't mess it up. But I like Blue Wallet. That's chill. Not for large sums, just for spending cash.
Oh, yeah. Is
down.
the question hot wallets or cold wallets? 'Cause that's a different answer.
Well,
here.
my favorite wallet is actually, I just gave her my private keys. Is that weird? Is that okay?
Seems fine.
All right, so I'm gonna
Trust, don't verify.
plug Jade from Blockstream.
Oh, you're wearing it right now? aren't you?
I happen to be wearing it. We're also giving every single person that attends Unconfiscatable in Las Vegas the Jade hardware wallet.
Oh,
There you go.
Hold on, that's a paid show. We got literally a paid show.
All right, guys, thank you everybody for coming up.
I'm a big fan of that wallet.
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming up. Give a round of applause for your Pleb Chat Clubhouse people.